I'm Laura Ford, and I'm from PERG magazine, which introduces continuing education providers for massage and bodywork therapists. And one of these great continuing education providers is Jill Burynski. Now, I may not have said your name right, so you can correct me all you would like. But Jill, tell me a little bit about what you represent and who you are.
Yeah, thanks, Laura. Thank you so much. And you said my name perfect. My name is Jill Burynski, and I am the founder and owner of Living Sabai. We are a Thai massage continuing education company. I founded Living Sabai in 2009, just me by myself, wanting to teach some CE classes in Thai massage. And both Living Sabai and Thai massage has just grown so much in, I guess, let me do some math, 17 years of having this company. So now we have 6 instructors. We have classes all over the eastern part of the United States, and we bring groups to Thailand, 2 groups every year. We manufacture our own line of Thai massage mats. We have a bunch of fun tools, advanced certification programs. So we do, it's a lot. It's grown into kind of a bigger thing than my imagination ever could have had.
Well, congratulations. Very good. Background, what you got there? Let's see here.
We got one of our Thai mats right over here that I don't want to knock over, and then some herbal compresses, some pakoma, which is like all the rage right now, using like the cloth to do assisted stretching.
Oh, I saw, yeah.
And then our favorite, it's like a kind of like a herbally kind of tiger balm that we have made especially for us in Thailand. It's everybody's favorite. Toxin hammers. All the fun stuff. My little collection of books that you can't really see. And yeah, that's it.
So tell me a little bit about, so you've got therapists that have trained under you, they've gone to Thailand, right? At least at least and can you walk me through a typical experience for when they meet your team? When somebody's never taken Thai massage before and they meet your team, what is that person that really thrives in your class? Who's that person?
Yeah. One of the things that's unique about our program is we have like 7 different classes, but you can take them in any order. So we just kind of, people can enter into our Living Sabai program for, sometimes it's like a 1-day Thai for the table class, and maybe it's at a big conference and they're like, I've been curious, or they start off with our like flagship class, 3-day intensive. So we get people in all different kinds of ways. So for that reason, our classes are really designed for people with no experience and people with experience. And our classes are usually a mix of people that have taken some Thai before with us or with another school and with not. So all of our classes are really well organized. Our manuals are like very premium, that are very easy to follow. Our lecture with lots of colorful pictures and step-by-step instructions. Our mat-based classes come with like a video they take home. So wherever you are in your career as a massage therapist, like you might be practicing for 25 years or 2 months, and you might have nothing about Thai massage, we try to give everyone the same experience. Most of our classes start out with like an informational lecture, and I call that laying the intellectual foundation. And although each instructor is going to be delivering the same information and knowledge points, they're going to bring their own experience and personality to it. And then our classes are also, after you get that informational lecture, we do everything in observe, give, receive. So everything is done 3 times, and that really works with all the different learning styles. So everyone's going to watch whatever the hands-on piece that they're doing in little digestible bites. They're going to partner up, and then the instructor's going to walk them through as they either give or receive it. And then as they trade with the partner, the instructor's going to walk them through a 3rd time. So they get a lot of like guidance and hand holding. We also have a great TA program that's part of what we offer. So when people have taken a class with us, they're now, once they've taken, let's say, the 3-day intensive, then they qualify to come back and TA that class. It's free. They get CEs. And that's like great for the TA because they get to retake a class, but it also really helps the students, so there's lots of extra people walk around and kind of help. So we really give a lot of resources and support so students never feel lost. They never feel like, oh, they spaced out for a second, now they like lost that forever. No, we have it written, we have photographs, we have videos, we have TAs, and we offer lots of modifications. So we really try to make everyone feel very supported no matter what level they're at.
So, like, if you walk into the classroom and you meet and greet, and 72% of the people are like, yeah, I just had, you fit my weekend and it fit because I had to get 12 exact CEs. And you're just like, okay, let's turn the energy around in this room and make sure we're focused on really what you're here for. Because, yes, we have to be here. And this is then again, just like with PERG, it's an organizing structure. It gets people together. It gets the teacher to the student to the teacher. Well, so does the CE program of each state requiring a certain number of hours. Y'all showed up. Now let's make the best of it. It sounds to me like you've got like a ladder to leadership going on. So if our profession desperately needs that, and in a safe way, people don't want to just be committing completely to something they're not falling in love or haven't fallen completely in love with. So again, our massage program, we had 500 to 750 hours. We got a chance to taste test what it's like to touch a body. And then we're like, okay, I'm in. And then you go to the next levels with continuing ed. Yours has this even level of really holding together the energy. And I don't mean esoterically the energy. I mean the energy of teaching, the energy of being in presence with teachers, with people that honor the method and the work that they do. And you've got some great leadership, and your larger program definitely requires that. So you've got, let's say you had 12 teachers or 5, it doesn't really matter. Do you all get together and kind of talk about the glue side of things? Like, how are we going to pass the baton to each other?
Yep, it's actually one of the like greatest perks about teaching for Living Sabai. Because like when I started Living Sabai, I was just on my own. I had to figure it out, and I made a lot of mistakes and all the things. But like when we have a teacher come in, they have this like, oh, well, this formula to follow, and they just get to focus on executing the formula. But they have this amazing support team, and we all reach out to each other. They're like, hey, I had this thing happen in class. Like, here's how I handled it. What do you think? Or like, I got a question I never got before. So we're all just kind of supporting each other. And then we do a lot of special events at Living Sabai, like a lot like World Massage Fest, like AMTA National, like all kinds of different things.
I don't think those are listed in your PERG listings.
It's true. That's a good. We just started offering, like we finally started listing them on our website.
Does that for you? Everyone's so hyper focused on what's my class and where's the location. But get those special items. If you sell tie mats, if you sell tables, if you want people to come to an event at your place, just take that minute to open your laptop and get that. Just at least do the description and do 5 or 6 fields, and people will find it. Because they're on the site looking.
That's a great recommendation. Thank you. Sometimes my to-do list is so long that I miss out on things, but that's a good one, and I can easily add that. Thank you.
I would love it if it showed up in the cloud of your brain, and all of a sudden AI made it land into the spreadsheet.
Wouldn't that be so wonderful? Nice. I bet that's
you get a text that says, "Hey, by the way, did you think about putting that on the PERG?" You're like, never. Look at it.
I'm putting it in my mental note, and then we will actually get that done. So thank you, Laura.
Yeah. I'm sorry I went crazy on that. What were you saying when I interrupted you? Apologize.
I was just saying, like, during some of these special events, like I host the Thai Massage Summit every year, which is like the biggest national gathering of like global and high-level teachers and practitioners. And events like that is when my whole team can be together at once. And it's really special because we're all like living in different locations because we're teaching in whatever region where we live. But these special events allow our team to come together and, kind of just build rapport and continue to grow.
Speaking of special events, there's a very special thing happening in North Carolina right now. Have you been tapped into the monks that are walking across, the peace monks?
Yes. Surprisingly, they haven't made it to Asheville, but yeah, oh my gosh, I mean, that's right up my alley, right? Like
Well,
and
you
they're
can come stay at my
Theravada
house
Buddhist
and come to
monks.
Raleigh. They're coming in a few days.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, no, I've been following it and it's really amazing because that's the same type of monk that is in Thailand. And they do like little pilgrimages. And so like to see it happening in the United States is just, it warms my heart.
It's wild. It's breaking my brain in half, though. They have to. It's hard to walk on a highway and not get injured, and somebody was injured. So maybe they have a little bit more guidance and presence because of that. But here you see peace monks, and then you see the police that are going alongside, and they're helping them get to where they need to go without getting injured. And part of me is like, what's going on here? Part of me is like, what's going on here? And then the other part of me is like, oh, this is really nice. So I think
It
they're
really
meeting the needs that we have, which is peace.
And just to put it in front of you, it just is a gentle but powerful reminder, and I think we need more of those just to be like, yes, we're all in this together. Let's just be peaceful together and be kind to one another and
And shake
more
each
of that.
other's hands and meet in person. Yeah. Meet in person at a Thai massage class. Yeah. I was most attracted to Aloka, the dog that is the guide in front. I just love his story. I just want to pet him, but I promise
Oh,
I'll be
that's so
good.
sweet. That's really cool.
But yeah, it's really tapped my heart and it got me by surprise. So I guess that's one good thing about social media is, I wouldn't have known about it otherwise. So,
Absolutely.
well, we thank you for putting the time and dedication into what it takes to keep your heads on straight. I I love having a team. I've always been team oriented. I love the challenge of keeping a team going as well. It's a special skill and it's not a skill for everybody, but there is just something about you get used to it after a while. Okay, I have this hat on, now I have this hat, now I have this hat. But you can't do that switch too many times, especially in the same day. It's not good.
Yes, it's like
So,
from The Lion King, I think, but it's like if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go with a group.
oh, I
So,
love that from The Lion King.
yes, yeah, so
Yeah,
we can accomplish more as a group than we can by ourselves.
with a good leader. With
Yes,
someone
yeah,
who wishes to lead, not who
yes.
feels that they don't feel like they have to lead, but they actually wish to be a part of that the experience. And it sounds like that's right, just right for you, or you probably would not have thrived the way you have. So good for you. So
Thank
living
you.
Sabai is your baby along with your marriage and your kids. They count too. But at the moment,
Yes.
we're going to be talking about this kid and it's just super excited. Before we started on Living Sabai, was it easier or not? That's not the right word, but was it as difficult for you to leave the practice, hands-on practice, than you thought, or did it go a little smoother than you thought?
It was emotionally really challenging. I've been a massage therapist since 1998, so it's my DNA, and I'm like, how do I get through a day, even though I'm still very much steeped in massage world? Also, like each one of my clients, I had been seeing them probably for at least a decade. They're like family members. So like I felt like I was abandoning them and it was like each client felt like a little mini breakup. But in the end, I still keep tabs on all of them. Everyone's fine and happy and have found new therapists, but it was emotionally really hard for me
Yeah,
to let go of
I
that
had it a
part.
little bit easier. I was able to slowly retreat. Like my therapist, they have online scheduling. I don't. And so I was able to keep it. And then my hands got injured for a while. So that made it a little bit easier. But
Yeah.
so now I see about 5-10 people a week, and even less this year. So I get to fill in my time elsewhere with the profession that I love. That
Yeah,
for
because
sure.
you're on the board, right? And running the PERG. I mean, you have a lot of other things going on.
It comes in cycles. PERG is in cycles. It could use a lot more dedication to national marketing. And that's a little bit of a fear factor of mine, but this video could possibly be one that could help. And you just got to do what you got to do. And I would love to see more national exposure. Not necessarily the print magazine, but the online is such a wonderful search tool. Maybe everything everybody's always asked me when they call, like it's right there. The searching for the exact Thai massage. Okay, it all comes up if you use that word Thai massage in your description somewhere or somewhere in your listing. So I love it. So people can find stuff in their backyard or across the country, and it's right there for our bodywork therapists and massage therapists. So I love
Yeah,
so a
it's
little
so
bit of love
valuable for
there. So I don't mind putting some 2 feet in to make it move to the next level.
I think
So
that's great. I mean, I know you've heard this a lot, but it's so valuable for the students. I know it is, but it's also super valuable for us as providers. So we appreciate it. Thank
now,
you.
why would that be?
Why? Because, I mean, in North Carolina, every one of my evaluations, how did you hear about us? And so many of them from the PERG, from the PERG, from the PERG. Every massage therapist gets it in their mailbox twice a year. And they really use that as a resource and helps them choose their classes. And I know for me, when people ask me they're starting out, what's like the number one marketing tool? I'm like, advertising the PERG because
Right.
it's just going to get in front of everybody's eyes and it's a trusted source as well.
Well, that's helpful. Yes. Yeah. I was hopeful there wouldn't be too many blips when I took over from Nancy, and I think it's been okay. I haven't heard a lot of angry followers or anything like that. So I think it's been going pretty well following her formula. So yeah, one thing I've always loved about it, I couldn't do what I do now with PERG if I didn't have another engine marketing for me. So first of all, we always have to have our listings done because down the road, the listings, we have to be done ready, prepared with our calendar months ahead of time. That's probably what grew my practice the most was being forced to get the calendar to the PERG so it could get into the printed magazine. It's a little different with PERG online, but I keep encouraging people, and it seems like most providers have a 2-cycle thing, just like we do with the print. So even if they're online, they'll come back to the site twice a year to update their listing. So I always tell them just to update it around the time that we publish the print magazine. And so what's so wonderful is it's an organizing structure for self-employed people, and you're just not going to get it done otherwise.
Yeah.
Doing your calendar, making those phone calls. Where am I going to go and have my class? Do I have enough tables? All the business side of things. So I do love that part about the organizing part of PERG. And I'll just say one other thing about I'm hoping PERG can do is I've kind of got my feet into every part of the profession, my feelers. So I hope I can be a good echoer of what's happening in our profession in a positive way. I can't tell you all the negatives. I've got a big mouth, but I try to be positive when it comes to PERG magazine. So in the front cover and turn over that front cover, I'm trying to write connecting type of letters. Like this last one was about how do you advocate for yourself as a massage therapist? No, you can complain online, but the advocating part is a little bit more of a skill that we're not taught. None of us are taught how to advocate. So there's a couple tips in there on what you can do to say, hey, I don't really like something about this law. Who do I talk to help make this change? And what would it take if I did? And what else could I do if I couldn't? So that's helpful. I love having this conversation because it's kind of like a student's able to two CE teachers, providers are having just a little conversation. Um, tell me about the type an experience in the classroom that either surprised you. Let's remember people are going to be watching this on the internet. That surprised you, or a student that you thought you hadn't reached, and then do you have any student stories that are safe to share?
Yeah, so many. It's actually one of the things that keep me inspired and getting back in the classroom. So kind of more what I would share rather than individual stories is kind of like an archetype that I see happen a lot. And this is very, very, I've seen this a lot. So somebody comes in, they're gung-ho about Thai massage, and then it's a 3-day class. And by day 2, they're like, oh, I don't know, like being on the floor, my knees. Actually, I have bad knees. I love Thai massage, but I'll never be able to work on a mat. And I'm like, okay, give your body some time. There's a learning curve. And here's some modifications in the meantime. And we have a tenet, like if you're holding any tension in your body or your mind while you're working, then the massage exchange ends. So we're always looking for ease in our bodies. And, you can see them come from excitement to like overwhelm. And then uncertainty. And then they come back and they take another mat class and they're like back again. And they're like, actually, my body's feeling like better and I'm ready to like try working on a mat. I'm going to get one of your mats and I'm going to really do this thing. And then I see them come
Awesome.
back again, maybe for the master class where they sign up to go to Thailand. And they're like, guess what? I don't even I don't even use my table anymore. Now I'm only on the mats. My body has completely changed. My practice has completely changed. So that's like a common thing that I see happen a lot in our classes because working on the floor is really different. And using
Yes.
things other than your hands is really different. Working through clothes, not using oil. These are all like so different from regular massage. And practice properly, we say a lot that Thai massage is equally beneficial for the giver as it is for the receiver because it's a form of martial arts and a form of meditation. But any
Oh,
new
so you can say you've
sport that you
exercised.
learn, it's really cool. But anytime you're learning something new, right, your body's like, oh, I haven't used these muscles before. So watching people's bodies transform, watching their confidence transform, and watching then their practices transform. That's like that's an archetype I see a lot in my classes, and it's really rewarding.
Yeah, in my classes also, I try to help people realize I know your brain is already caught up to what we're doing next week, but your body and the learning has to be a little patient for that and just give it
Mhm.
rinse and repeat. It may, you may not catch on until we get to round full circle. Just hang in there. The adult learner learns this way, as opposed to maybe you're going back to elementary school and we're not looking at popsicle sticks here. It's a little bit more complex than that. And the person can just get out of judgment mind and get into just take your breaks. Just don't be disruptive to everybody else and be helpful. Take a break. Come back when you need to. Type of come and go if the work is very intense for them. So,
Yeah.
has anybody ever come to class and they weren't mentally prepared for what was about to come, and it's like, oh, now what do I do? You ever run into
Yes.
that?
Oh, absolutely. And sometimes I see this like, and I kind of love it. I love it when the people are like, I'm here for the CEs. This was available, lined up for my schedule. I have no interest in ever doing Thai massage. I'm like, ooh, challenge accepted. Or they really just had no idea what they were getting themselves into. And it's just fun because it really is something that's available to almost everybody. And it's fun to watch people get out of their comfort zone and end up doing things they didn't think they could do. And it's just, I really do enjoy that. And that is also why we try to create such a supportive environment with lots of resources and we try to keep it lighthearted and so people don't get overwhelmed.
Yeah, yeah. That I'm sure people appreciate that in the classroom. Uh, it's almost like, I guess you would call it, if you were in a teacher training classroom management, reading the room.
Yeah,
I
it's
do a
a
lot of times, I do a long introduction. I want to get to know what everybody's doing in their practice a little bit as we share round circle. And really that's to assess how they're interrelating and interacting with the other students in the classes, to assess kind of how can this person play a best role in the classroom experience so that you can have a lighthearted. If you've got a very intense person, you can be like, okay, your job is to focus on that right English. Entire time you're here in class, here's your homework, and then the rest of the class can really focus. And then all of a sudden you find that intense person starts to get interested in what's all is happening and bring their goodness to it, as opposed to some agenda that's really not fitting the classroom.
Yeah, you're so right. I do the same thing. We do the same thing at the beginning of all our classes. We want to find out how long have they been practicing? Do they have any exposure to Thai? Like, what are they hoping to get out of the class? And really try to remember everyone's individual background as much as possible so you can kind of teach to everybody. So, and it
Right.
is like that takes skill and that's a nuance as a teacher to be able to make sure that the person maybe who's already been to Thailand twice but wants to take this class and the person who's never done Thai massage and they just graduated massage school, that they both get what they need out of the class.
Quite
And
challenging. I remember that when I was teaching in massage school, and generally I had the PhD and had the person who made it through high school and they don't know how. And to teach to that level is, you get good at it. hopefully, if you're going to stay a teacher and not be miserable. So that's quite a skill to learn. And so you have this experience with people who are going to come and work alongside you to experience others who are already well skilled and practiced in classroom. I hate the word management, but classroom management.
Oh, classroom management. It's a real thing. It's very important.
It's very important. If your teacher's out to lunch, oh no, you're in trouble.
Yeah, and the students start taking over, yeah, then you've lost your way. So it's like keeping everything on track.
You have a favorite story that you think of to share?
Another story, I mean, it's just another one of those stories. One of a woman signed up for one of my classes, and she reached out to me, I don't know how long in advance, like 10 days before. And she's like, well, not only do I think I'm not going to be able to take your class, but I'm actually not going to be able to probably do massage anymore because I just broke my thumb and there's pins in it.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I'm sorry. And of course, you're welcome to cancel. But if you want to come, that's kind of what we do in Thai massage. We have all these other body parts we can use, and it's to save your thumbs. And so she decided to come to class. And then she did great. And she ended up not doing table massage anymore. And she said, my thumb is healed. It actually is healed even from doing the body work. And she just went all gung ho about Thai massage. She bought one of our mats. And then for about 2 years, it was her on one of our Thai mats on a billboard in Sylva, North Carolina, like advertising Thai massage for the spa that she worked at. So she went from like, I think I'm quitting massage to like being on a billboard for 2 years. So that's a favorite story. I do tell that one sometimes in class.
Wow. That's a big change. I don't think she saw that one coming.
No.
So tell me about the Thai experience. How does somebody find out about going to Thailand with you? Oh, we have a 10-minute window here that says we'll wrap it up by 10 minutes, which it'll take.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's like the capstone of our program. It's like my favorite part. So we are affiliated loosely with a school in Chiang Mai called ITM, where I'm a teacher for them. And students can come to our 3-day intensive and weekend immersion classes, and that allows them to kind of test out of what ITM calls level 1 and level 2. So that allows them to take like advanced level classes, like as they get their prereqs out of the way here in the States. And
Nice.
so we're allowed to put them into advanced classes. I've been going to Thailand regularly since 2003. So it's really like my home away from home. So we have curated the most like perfect itinerary. You can see more of it on my website, but it's like a really wonderful mix of it's 12 days, and 5 of those 12 days are like advanced training, but it's broken up. So it's not all at once. And then we do like a lot of what I call field trips. Like we go to a spa, we go to an indigenous hill tribe. We get to hang out with these sister elephants that we've known for a long time, waterfalls, hot springs, temples, cooking classes.
Oh, you've sold me.
It's amazing. And we stay in this family run guest house that I've been staying with them since 2012. It's just this perfect, just like our classes, people feel so supported. Like our trips, it's the same way. We're like, we work with people for months leading up to them, helping them prepare, help them figure out their plane tickets, what to pack. And then we greet everyone at the airport, and like we just give them Chiang Mai and a silver platter, and they get CEs for it.
I love it.
Really amazing. And it's affordable. It's really a great program. And it's why it sells out every year very quickly.
There's a woman named Marion Kamau who lives in this area, and she and I met 1992. I was a college junior. I don't know what it was. And I was over in Kenya, Africa. And she and I, turns out 14, 15 years later, she was my student at Raleigh, in Raleigh for massage school. And I was like, her accent sounds familiar. Anyways, she's working to have us go to Kenya and CE on safari. So she has family there. She's from Kenya. She wants us to get into like, bring a table over. I'm like, why bring a table over? Let's make a table. I mean, you're not going to want to bring a table over. It's just like, bring a table, drop it off here because our students need some. right? So we're having lots of fun back and forth about the creative ways we can come up with making CE on Safari happen. And when she originally tried to get it happen, she's like, "Can you be the teacher?" I said, "I will be the placeholder, but I do not want to teach the entire time I'm in Kenya, Africa." So get you someone like yourself or someone like us, and we can all pull together our student lists, as well as I could teach for 10 hours or less, not 24 hours of teaching. So if that's ever anything that you're interested in, you'll one day, if we can ever get it off the ground, we will we'll be sure to announce it.
Yes, I'm so curious. That sounds amazing.
Wouldn't it be fun to have a bunch of CE providers all get together and teach a little taste of what they have? And
that's happening more and more now. You see it a lot. Costa Rica, people are doing lots of different places.
Yes.
But Safari, that sounds incredible. I love it.
It would be incredible. And to have that kind of connection, she's really eager to do it. She just has to find the connection. So, well, one day I'm cheering for her.
Yes.
So, when she found out I took over the PERG, she's like, "We're going to make this happen." I was okay. I'll tell people about it.
Yeah.
But so she might be calling you one day and say, "How the heck do you do that kind of coordination?" So,
yeah.
And anyways, but back to you. Thank you for the memory. So is there anything that you would hope and dream for your future? Or it sounds to me like you're already living the dream, and that's awesome.
I feel like I'm living the dream. I'm just like, how can I keep this going? And and it's going. And I just keep following. Like, I truly try to kind of just like follow what comes next. One of the things I'm doing this year, I was invited to teach at the Omega Institute. That's something I've never done before, and I'm really excited about that. I've become more involved with the interesting world of like massage championships. I'm not sure if you've followed any of that. So like this is be my second year in a row. I'm gonna go like judge for the OG one in Copenhagen, Denmark, and kind of following that whole path and just more things.
I love that.
It's really
love
fun.
The idea of the championship because it brings us together to have fun and play.
Yes, there's collaborative and
rules of how to change the table perfectly or whatever, but we are there to play and there to network and connect.
Yes, and challenge themselves to be the best version of themselves as therapists, and that's what I see a lot.
We kind of get lost in our lives, and then it gets whenever our work gets sidelined, the next step is being burned out, and the next step is step out. So we don't want that to happen. So we find these ways to be playful or to get reconnected to the industry as well. Do you follow regulation in the industry at all? Is there a hope and a dream, or is it not really a part of your radar at all? Or what?
I would say I'm not actively involved in regulation as you are, but I'm very pro regulation. I want to see, I like seeing like massage be a well-regulated industry, because if it's not, like, I'll give you an example. In the Thai massage world, there's a lot of teachers that will teach non-therapist Thai massage, and they're like, "Oh, you don't need to be a therapist," and it just doesn't go well. Like, we really need that base level education. We need to be keeping our license up. We need to have continuing education. We need to have standards. We need to measure those standards. So I'm very much pro regulation in the massage industry. When I was going to school in the 1900s, I wish that there was just like a regular, like, formal education path for massage therapy, and there just wasn't, and there still really isn't. So I would say that I'm pro regulation. Even if you are following all the regulation, we know that not all massage therapists are created equal, and there's some miracle workers and some ones that are not as great. So like, at least having that standard of regulation, I personally find important.
And personally, myself, I think that if it's done wrong, it can go bad. And so kind of keep it on the positive here, but the industry can turn it around. But the challenge is when things get stuck in red tape and people are spinning their wheels, it really starts to impact the number of people joining the profession. And whether, I don't know how they find out, but so just keeping on top of your board and making sure that they are following the law and they're actually doing the work. They need to do some work for you, even though they're doing it for the public safety. They need to do their job well. And if they're not, to speak up and speak up, kind of speak up in the way that it's going to be effective. And that's to talk to your representatives that are in the board is run by the legislator. So the General Assembly is the one who's in charge of making change. So if you are having issues with getting your license redone, or if you're having issues with communications, just be in touch with the people that have the power. And those are your representatives. You just type in, who's my representative in my area? You send them a nice letter and say, hey, I'm really concerned. This is why I want my industry to be successful. And might be potentially a problem. Or heck, send them a letter saying you think they're doing a great job. I mean, they don't get those. They usually get complaints, but still, if you need change, this is how it's done. And so our industry can be properly regulated, and we're focusing on the right things, which is keeping people safe and the therapists comfortable in their profession and know that there's guidance out there. So, yeah.
And I thank you for your service on the board, because I know that's a time
doing what we can. Doing what we can. So it's complicated how it works, but I'm always happy to share because I have a big mouth. But if anybody has any questions, they're certainly more than welcome to call you and ask. But I do, yes, I'm pro regulation, but I do need it needs to make sense to the people that are regulated. And that's where my targeted energy is right now. It's like, this needs some adjustments and shifts. So hopefully it will. And then that seems to be happening nationwide. It's not necessarily just North Carolina. So I wish us all the best in our industry. And before we get cut off by this machine, I want to say thank you so much for being here today and showing your lovely face and telling us, hey, where you're going and what you're doing. And I can feel that you are 100% there with your team.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you for this opportunity. I really appreciate it, and I enjoyed our conversation.